Hey everyone, Noah here, and today I've got some true horrifying ocean mysteries. I hope you guys enjoy.
Like and subscribe.
In the annals of maritime lore, few tales evoke as much mystery and shivers down the spine as that of the Mary Celeste. The story begins in the year 1872 when the brigantine Mary Celeste set sail from New York Harbor bound for Genoa, Italy, under the command of Captain Benjamin Spooner Briggs. On board were Briggs's wife, Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter, Sophia, and a crew of 7 seasoned sailors. The Mary Celeste was a sturdy vessel, known for her seaworthiness, and her cargo hold was laden with 1,701 barrels of raw alcohol, bound for commercial use in Italy. It was a routine voyage, nothing out of the ordinary, or so it seemed. However, what transpired during that fateful journey would haunt sailors and storytellers for generations to come. After departing New York on November 7, 1872, the Mary Celeste vanished into the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. Weeks passed, and there was no sign of the ship or her crew. The maritime community feared the worst, speculating about storms, piracy, or even a mutiny. Then, on December 5, 1872, nearly a month after her departure, the Mary Celeste was spotted by a passing British ship, the De Gradia, drifting aimlessly about 600 miles off the coast of Portugal. The crew of the De Gradia approached the Mary Celeste with trepidation, for what they found defied all logic and reason. The ship appeared perfectly seaworthy, her sails neatly furled and her cargo intact. However, there was no sign of Captain Briggs, his family, or any of the crew. The lifeboat was missing, and the ship's logbook, along with other navigational instruments, were gone. It was as if the crew had vanished into thin air, leaving behind a ghost ship adrift on the unforgiving sea. As the crew of the De Gradia explored the Mary Celeste, they were overcome with a sense of unease. There were no signs of a struggle or violence, yet the ship seemed haunted by an eerie silence. Meals lay half-eaten on the mess table, as if the crew had fled in haste. Personal belongings were scattered about, and there were traces of blood on the ship's railing, adding to the sense of foreboding. Theories abound as to what befell the crew of the Mary Celeste. Some speculated that they fell victim to foul play, perhaps murdered by a crew member driven mad by the isolation of the sea. Others believed they were attacked by pirates or succumbed to a sudden, violent storm. Yet none of these explanations could fully account for the eerie circumstances surrounding the ship's abandonment. In the years that followed, the mystery of the Mary Celeste only deepened. Countless theories were put forth, from sea monsters to alien abduction, but none could definitively explain what happened on that ill-fated voyage. The story of the Mary Celeste became legend, whispered among sailors as a cautionary tale of the dangers that lurk beneath the waves. To this day, the fate of the Mary Celeste and her crew remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the sea, a chilling reminder of the vast and unknowable depths that lie beyond the horizon. The tale of the Mignonette is a harrowing account of survival, desperation, and the dark depths of human nature. It begins in the year 1884 when the yacht Mignonette set sail from Southampton, England, bound for Sydney, Australia. On board were Captain Tom Dudley, First Mate Edwin Stevens, cabin boy Richard Parker, and a sailor named Edmund Brooks. The Mignonette was a small, elegant vessel designed for pleasure cruising rather than long ocean voyages, but what started as a leisurely journey across the seas soon turned into a nightmare that would haunt the survivors for the rest of their days. About 2,000 miles off the coast of Africa, disaster struck. In the midst of a violent storm, the Mignonette was struck by a massive wave that tore away her mast and flooded her decks. With the yacht rapidly taking on water, Captain Dudley and his crew had no choice but to abandon ship. For days, the 4 men drifted in a small lifeboat, their supplies dwindling as they battled the elements. The hot sun beat down mercilessly, and their throats burned with thirst. Desperation set in as they realized their plight was becoming increasingly dire. Days turned into weeks. Hope began to fade. With no sign of rescue on the horizon, the men faced the grim reality of their situation. Their food supplies were exhausted, and they resorted to drinking seawater to quench their thirst, a decision that would have fatal consequences. Cruel twist of fate, it was young Richard Parker who succumbed first. Weakened by hunger and dehydration, he fell into delirium from which he would never awaken. With their own survival at stake, Captain Dudley and his crew made a chilling decision. A moment of desperation born of madness, they made the horrifying choice to sacrifice the life of their dying companion to sustain their own. Drawing lots, they determined that one of them would be killed and eaten to ensure the survival of the others. In the end, it was Parker who drew the short straw. With tears in their eyes and terror in their hearts, Captain Dudley and Stevens carried out the grisly deed, consuming the flesh of their fallen comrade to stave off starvation. Days later, the survivors were rescued by a passing German ship, but their ordeal was far from over. Upon their return to England, they were hailed as heroes for their remarkable feat of survival. However, their actions aboard the Mignonette would spark a moral and legal debate that would reverberate throughout the world. The trial that followed would captivate the public imagination, raising profound questions about the limits of human endurance and the depths of moral depravity. In the end, Captain Dudley and Stevens were found guilty of murder, but their sentence was surprisingly lenient, reflecting the jury's sympathy for the unimaginable horrors that they had endured at sea. The story of the Mignonette remains a chilling reminder of the fragility of human life and the primal instincts that lie dormant within us all. It is a cautionary tale of survival at any cost, a glimpse into the darkest recesses of the human soul, where desperation and despair can drive even the most civilized of men to commit unspeakable acts in the name of survival. The SS Wartall, dubbed the Titanic of the South, has left an indelible mark on maritime history, shrouded in mystery and tragedy. Passenger steamship, constructed in 1908, was considered one of the most luxurious liners of its time, boasting opulent accommodations and state-of-the-art amenities. However, its maiden voyage would prove to be its last, plunging into the depths of the ocean with over 200 souls on board, leaving behind unanswered questions and eerie whispers of the supernatural. In July 1909, the SS Wartall embarked on its journey from Durban, South Africa, bound for London, England. Among its passengers were men, women, and children from all walks of life, drawn together by the allure of adventure and the promise of new horizons. The ship sailed confidently into the vast expanse of the Indian Ocean, but fate had other plans in store. Just days into the voyage, the SS Wartall vanished without a trace, disappearing into the watery abyss without sending out a distress signal or leaving behind any clues as to its whereabouts. Search parties scoured the ocean for weeks, but no sign of the ship or its passengers was ever found, leading to endless speculation and haunting theories about its fate. One of the most chilling accounts is that of a ghostly apparition seen by survivors of other vessels traversing the same route as the ill-fated SS Wartall. Crew members reported seeing a phantom ship shrouded in mist, its ghostly silhouette eerily reminiscent of the missing liner. Some claim to have heard disembodied cries for help echoing across the waves, as if the spirits of the lost passengers were calling out from beyond the grave. As the years passed, the legend of the SS Wartall only grew, becoming a cautionary tale whispered among sailors and seafarers. Some attributed its disappearance to treacherous weather conditions or mechanical failure, while others spun wild tales of sea monsters and supernatural forces lurking beneath the waves. 1968, nearly 6 decades after its disappearance, a wreckage believed to be that of the SS Wartall was discovered off the coast of South Africa. Yet, despite this grim discovery, the mysteries surrounding the ship and its passengers remain unsolved to this day, fueling speculation and superstition among those who dare to delve into its haunted history. The tale of the SS Warthog serves as a chilling reminder of the unpredictable and unforgiving nature of the sea, where even the mightiest vessels can be swallowed whole by the ocean's depths. Its tragic fate serves as a somber warning to all who dare to tempt fate upon the vast and mysterious waters of the world. The SS Orang Medan, a name that sends chills down the spine of even the most seasoned sailors, is a maritime mystery steeped in horror and intrigue. Its story begins in the waters of the Pacific Ocean in June 1947, when distress signals in Morse code were picked up by various ships in the region. The message was chillingly succinct: all officers, including captain, dead, lying in chart room and bridge, possibly whole crew dead. What follows was a series of garbled messages before a final, bone-chilling dispatch: I die. Responding to the distress signals, the merchant vessel Silver Star rushed to the location of the SS Orang Medan, only to find the ship eerily adrift, with no signs of life on board. As the crew of the Silver Star cautiously boarded the vessel, they were met with a scene straight from a nightmare. The deck of the SS Orang Medan was littered with the bodies of her crew, their faces frozen in expressions of sheer terror, as if they had witnessed something unspeakably horrific before meeting their untimely demise. Even more disturbingly, their eyes were wide open, bulging from their sockets, and their mouths agape in silent screams of agony. As the crew of the Silver Star ventured further into the bowels of the ship, they were met with a scene of utter devastation. The bodies of the crew were strewn about, some lying on the decks, others slumped over machinery, as if they had dropped dead in the midst of their duties. Strangely, there were no signs of injury or struggle, leaving investigators baffled as to the cause of death. Adding to the mystery was the discovery of a strange, unearthly smell permeating the air, described by witnesses as a nauseating combination of sulfur and burning flesh. Some speculated that it was the result of a chemical leak or toxic fumes, while others whispered of more sinister explanations involving supernatural forces or extraterrestrial encounters. Before they could uncover the truth, tragedy struck once again. A fire suddenly broke out in the cargo hold of the SS Orang Medan, engulfing the ship in flames and forcing the crew of the Silver Star to abandon their rescue efforts and flee for their lives. Moments later, the SS Orang Medan exploded with a deafening roar, sending fiery debris scattering across the ocean. In the aftermath of the disaster, the SS Orang Medan and her crew were lost to the depths of the sea, leaving behind only rumors and speculation about the terrifying events that had transpired on board. To this day, the true fate of the SS Orang Medan remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the sea, a chilling reminder of the dark and unknowable depths that lie beneath the waves. Thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you want to leave a comment down below telling me what theme I should do for next video, that would be amazing. Thank you guys.